The sun dips low over the wild, wild west, and the nail polish bandit has just lost a showdown with the sheriff. But this tale ain't over yet. I can't believe I lost the duel because I don't have any nail polish. That's it. Tyler, I have an idea. Armed with a fresh lineup of rodeo-ready polishes, he's a fixin' for a comeback. Hello, my children. Your father has brought you a nail polish collection. We've been working on a collab collection with Tyler's Trinkets for like the last 6 months, and it's finally here. Ooh. So since I'm obviously biased towards these polishes, this is going to be a little different from my typical review video. I'm still going to show off the polishes and compare them to things in my collection, but also talk about the process and some of the inspiration behind this collection. In full disclosure, when I came up with this collection, I was trying to fill gaps of things that are in my collection, so the comparisons are not going to be that good. I promise this is me not just trying to get you to buy these polishes. I really like them, I just don't have things like them. And before we ride into town with these polishes, I want to remind y'all that I have an affiliate code with Tyler's Trinkets. So if you want to save 10% off at checkout, use code ND10 or click the link in the description below. So before night falls on the wild, wild west, let's giddy up into this collection. Whoopsh. Is that the swoosh, or are you thinking like whoopsh?
Yeah. I'm thinking that instead of swooshes, it could be a whoopsh.
Oh, that's a pretty good idea. Introducing the Golden Hour Rodeo. This collection is stampeding onto the scene with 5 polishes of various formulas and a topper. I'll get into more of this later, but this collection is inspired by a combination of my favorite season, which is spooky, and each color holds a place in a warm fall gradient with a golden through line connecting the polishes together. And to go along with the collection, Nail Husband actually came up with a story for all of the polishes of the nail polish bandit's journey from outlaw to hero. Now, where did this notorious bandit come from, y'all ask? He saddled up after hearing whispers of untold riches waiting to be struck. The word on the wind, there's gold in them there hills.
You're doing a lot of eyebrow business there.
Am I? This is a topper packed with golden shimmer, gold metallic microflakes, and red to orange to gold to green shifting metallic flakes. Y'all know how much I love toppers and playing with nail polishes to make custom combos, so I knew I wanted something that can be used as a topper in this collection. However, this topper was actually not a part of the initial collection idea, but I'll share more about the design process later in the video. Back to this polish though, I have been obsessed with it because of its versatility for fall manicures, which is why on my other hand, I put it over a gradient of fall cremes. I think it literally works over every color here and makes me want to try it over more competing colors such as blue or, dare I say, pink. I don't often see toppers that combine multiple different add-ins, and I wanted to wanted something that I don't have and something that could tie the whole collection together. Which is why there are both gold flakes and shimmer to represent the gold element in every other polish, and also the predominantly red multichrome flakes to connect in the red-based polishes. We filmed the comparisons a little late this time because even though we got to choose when this collection came out, we decided it should come out during the first week of school. So we're behind. Now for all of the comparisons, as I said, I don't have any polishes like these, so I'm gonna try to dupe myself. So my dupe attempt for Golden Them There Hills is a combination of Gold Flake Taco and Fallen Flake Taco, both by Hollow Taco, which is similar in spirit, but only like the airline. There is far too much red in the dupe, and the flakes are way too large. This also hides the base color on the swatch, which was expected since I put on 2 large flake toppers. Another difference is that it also doesn't have the golden shimmer, which adds complexity in the spaces between the different flakes in Golden Them There Hills. It was actually really fun to try to dupe myself and channel my inner Linry and see if my man could see the difference. And he could. It's really not that hard in this one though. I really would have been disappointed in you if you couldn't see the difference. But I'm giving myself a Linry point for matching the vibe of the polish. I'm just so happy that we have a dedicated topper in this collection. As I said, this polish originally wasn't in the collection idea, which feels really out of character for me because I freaking love toppers. In fact, as I mentioned in my PBE video during my interview with Tyler, this was one of the polishes that I actually sprung on him during the last round of prototypes. Well, we thought it was the last round of prototypes. Sorry, Tyler. So even though this polish was kind of a scramble to finalize while preparing for PBE, I'm just so happy that it came together in the end. So even though a rating scale makes no sense in this video because clearly I love them all, I still like the rating scales, and so I'm going to give this 5 non-binary prospectors out of 5. Now we last saw our bandit. Oh yeah, this is yours.
Now we last saw our bandit cast out of town, and with the sun long gone, he felt the pull of the darkness. Under the eerie glow of a crimson moon, he rides again, becoming the Blood Moon Outlaw. This is the polish that I designed because I love magnetics. It is a deep blackened red base with gold copper metallic magnetic pigment.
And let's hear it for the coverage on this one because it can easily be a one coater unmagnetized because of its opacity.
And I've even worn it in one coat magnetized as well.
But with great coverage comes great staining potential, so I do want to give a quick disclaimer that it may stain the nail ever so slightly pinkish.
Was that supposed to be a
Spider-Man reference?
Spider-Man reference?
Yes.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't remember that it was Uncle Ben, and I was gonna say Uncle Sam.
As for this swatch, I painted one coat unmagnetized and did a cat eye for the second coat. Now personally, I prefer it unmagnetized as I love the deep coppery red that almost looks like a gorgeous and metallic bronze. And magnetized, the golden pigment is pulled in and that bloody red base can be seen in all of its vampy glory. When I was designing the collection, I knew I wanted a magnetic themed around the husband, and one of William's favorite polishes of all time is Devil's Advocate, which is a black and bloody red. So I knew pairing it with a golden bronze magnetic stripe would be perfect. However, that's about where my involvement ended, as William had creative control over the end result for this polish. And this combination of base color and golden magnetic is something that is quite unique in my collection. As for a comparison, I started with a base of Devil's Advocate by Hollow Taco and then added Magma by Starly, which is a gold magnetic topper. Honestly, the magnetic pigments are similar, but the base colors are different. To help compare them magnetized, I also used Magnetic Elixir from Tyler's Trinkets, which is made to re-wet magnetics. After magnetizing them at the same time, it does look like Blood Moon Outlaw is brighter because the magnetic stripe is wider, but I think this is the closest dupe I got out of all of them. However, William could still identify his child in the light up. Call it mother's intuition. Now, one of my favorite things about this polish is how stunning it looks whether it's magnetized or not. And as I said, I personally like it more unmagnetized because I'm usually too lazy for magnetics. But beyond that, its unmagnetized state is just so freaking stunning that I don't even usually want to magnetize it in the first place.
I'm partial to it velvet or aura style, but I do love it in all of its forms of magnetization.
Good job. You did great. As for the process, this was actually one of the polishes that had one of the most clear ideas from the beginning. And all of the refinement was really just tweaks to the base color and the magnetic pigment. So I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5. Link, the blood moon rises once again! With the bandit becoming a full-on outlaw and nightfall stretching across the desert, he took to the trail with his trusty steed Titan. This is a plot hole.
Let my story have a plot hole.
Guided by nothing, including the plot, but starlight glitter overhead. I'm sorry, I love you. Guided by nothing but starlight glittering overhead, he knew that redemption lay ahead on this fateful midnight ride. Was what I said fine?
I don't know if you've been being consistent in the way that
The voice? No, I think that my accent has just been all over the place. This polish is a dark black acrylic base filled with gold reflective glitters. And since this is acrylic, I'd personally recommend 2 or 3 coats to fully cover all parts of the nail. In this swatch, I was able to build it up to full coverage in 2 coats as they were on the thicker side. However, I'd really say this depends on nail length and how thick you paint it. But I do also want to say that since these are reflective glitters, they have a tendency to dry down a little textured and may need a second top coat or a glitter grabber top coat. In this swatch, it was good in 1 coat, but let's ask the habitual nail petter.
There's a little texture.
I don't think so.
Near the tip.
A little texture. Would you have done a second top coat?
Probably.
Okay, I'm fine.
Feel how smooth my thumb is.
Oh no, I don't think I could ever go back. This is a consequence of reflective glitters, but personally, I think it's worth it. Reflective glitters have a sparkle, and these sparkle silver gold in indirect lighting, but when the light source is behind the viewer, like in a phone flash, this is just the most stunning thing ever, as it's this gold explosion in the dark night sky. And that night sky vibe is immaculate. For my dupe attempt, I started with a black creme as a base and then added Golden Starlight by Starly, which is a gold reflective top coat. And this looks similar on the surface, but since Midnight Ride is a jelly base, I wanted to try sandwiching it by adding Umber Jelly by Cirque. I did add another coat of Midnight Ride because it got sucked into the swatch stick while I was adding 2 coats on the dupe attempt, which was pretty close. However, Midnight Ride has a more smoky blackened base instead of a true black, and the glitters are embedded in it, leading to more depth. Also, it's one polish instead of 3 different ones. Now, I love me some gold reflective glitters, and some may say that I manifested this polish back in my Slept on Shades video of 2024. Let's hope that goes to black jelly polish with a gold reflective glitters in it. No, I'm pointing up there.
Is that where it would be?
Probably.
Well, since you're pointing, I guess I have to put it there.
Black jelly polish with a gold black jelly polish glitters in it. Black jelly polish with a gold reflective glitters in it.
Hence why I'm obsessed.
Hence why I'm obsessed with this polish. It's just so deceptively simple because sometimes it can just look like a sparkly black polish. But when the light hits it just right, it stuns you with this midnight sky. So I'm gonna give this 5 duets with Kylie Minogue out of 5.
Orville Pet and Kylie Minogue. New voice, new voice, new voice.
After his midnight ride, the bandit prepares for his return. He suits up for whatever duel might come. He got them apple-bottom jeans. And of course, the boots with the spurs. This polish is a rich brown...
God, you're so stupid and annoying, and I hate you.
If I go missing...
It was tight.
It was tiny. He's like, Dad, I want to sleep. You know what time it is? It's 9:11. This shade is a rich brown... I'm still laughing at when I shouted. That's so funny. Ruined all the fun. This shade is a rich brown mica based polish with large particle gold shimmer. And I know I can't pick favorites from my own nail polish children, but I love boots with the spurs. The rich brown color is just so good, and the added golden shimmer just feels so rich. And I love that the golden shimmer is on the larger side, as it gives this extra sparkle when it catches the light. But also it has really good coverage, as I get this to full opacity in 2 coats. Now personally I like it more glossy, but it can't be slept on matte, as it looks like this gorgeous rich leathery brown. Now initially this polish was entirely different, as my first idea was a metallic brown, but I wanted more and more gold in it without turning it into a dark gold, but also more and more metallic without turning it into a cool silvery brown. So I ended up mixing together 2 polishes in my collection and sending a picture to Tyler and said, Tyler, make me that somehow, please. So for the comparison, I tried to remake the mix, which was Brownie Points by Hollow Taco and Gilded Edges by Cracked. I painted boots with the spurs second so it wouldn't get sucked into the swatch stick while mixing. And putting these 2 next to each other makes me even more impressed with Tyler's skills, because I can clearly see the inspiration, but Boots with the Spurs is just that much better. It has a deeper brown, and the golden shimmer is smaller and way more packed in, which just shines on the nail. I'm personally obsessed with the shade of brown this ended up as. It's just this perfect, luxurious, leathery brown that I swear some rich lady on 5th Avenue has a purse this exact color. Was it? This exact color. I'm not flipping you off, I promise.
It's kind of very like Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
I get that.
You know what you could say instead?
You're right.
Old dogs can learn new tricks.
Are you calling me old?
No, the sands of time called you old. As I said earlier, this was another shade that had a lot of changes to get to its final version. Its golden element was actually taken from another polish that we thought of that never saw the light of day. More on that later. So overall, I'm really happy with the end result of this, and in fact, this was the last one that I swatched when I took swatch photos, so that way I can wear it the longest. So I'm gonna give this 5 being named after a state out of 5. No, Florida. Now when the bandit returned to the once bustling town where he faced the sheriff, stood silent. Not a soul remained, just dusty echoes of the past. It was nothing but a ghost town. Wait, copyright.
Is it?
Well, that was the wrong note, so no. This polish is a warm white Crelly base with gold metallic microflakes, a large particle gold shimmer, and a touch of scattered silver reflective micro glitters. And it should come as no surprise that I willed this shade into existence due to my affinity for white and gold polish. It's also a Crelly base, so it has a ton of depth as you build up to opacity and sandwich the gold flakes in between each layer. Now I paint this in 3 coats as the white base needs more layers to build up the coverage. I will say there is a slight visible nail line, but when we added more opacity in different prototypes, it was too flat as it lost its complexity. But it ultimately doesn't bother me as it's not really significant in most lighting. I also love that we went for a warmer ivory white as opposed to a flat white, as not only do I personally love the warmer tone, it also ties this back into the rest of the collection. As for a comparison, I don't have any white Crellys, so the closest base color in my collection is Ivory Tower, which is topped with Gold Flake Taco, both by Hollow Taco. Ghost Town has a more ethereal gray leaning warm white, and has lighter flakes, which could also come from it being layered in the Crelly base. And that doesn't even hit on all the other add-ins in Ghost Town, like the Golden Shimmer or the Reflective Glitters, so not close in the end. Now this polish was one of the shades that I had the clearest idea from the start, but back then I had aspirations of this possibly functioning as a topper on the first coat. However, this one had one of the most prototypes, as we were trying to balance this one reaching full opacity in 3 coats and its potential as a topper. But each time one aspect got better, the other got worse. Like, it could reach full opacity sooner, but then it was really streaky during the first coat, which is why we decided to split this idea into 2 separate polishes relatively close to the launch. Sorry, Tyler. But ultimately, I stand by this decision because I'd rather have something that's really good at one thing than just kind of okay at 2. And this experience was actually really eye-opening to the tough decisions that nail polish makers make, and it gave me an even greater appreciation for their craft. So I'm really happy with how Ghost Town turned out, and I'm gonna give this 5 dead cow plants out of 5. Now the bandit's story doesn't end in the dust. Standing alone in the ghost town, something shifts in his heart. Deciding to no longer be an outlaw, he claims the badge and rises as the shimmering hero this place needs. The Rhinestone Cowboy. This polish has a deep red base, red to black to copper multichrome pigment, and gold metallic microflakes. I love the deep red color and the way that it shifts depending on the lighting, as it can appear almost black in low lighting, but a deep red in the sunlight. And at very specific angles that are very difficult to replicate, it gets this warm coppery tone that stuns me every time. It's like an extra little Easter egg with this polish because it's so rare but just so interesting. As for the opacity, I found that it can get to full coverage in 1 coat, but I would probably recommend a second as it deepens the black aspect of the multichrome pigment. However, I have worn this in 1 coat and still love the look. And because of its deep red base, this one also may have staining. Now you possibly have seen this shade before by a different name, Prototype 0392. This polish was actually perfect from the first prototype and has not changed since we got the first round. So I've worn it a lot, but the weirdest thing happened when swatching for this video. This singular gold flake floated to the top and is just staring at me in the middle, and I love her. And for this dupe attempt, I started with a base of Devil's Advocate topped with Gold Flake Taco, both by Hollow Taco, which is stunning, but not close because Rhinestone Cowboy layers the gold flakes. So I put another coat of Devil's Advocate to sandwich it. However, because it's a Crelly, it hid the gold flakes way too much. It made it look like more of a ruby red than a blood red, which, don't get me wrong, is beautiful and William wants to wear it in the future, but not a dupe. Oh, and it also doesn't have that multi-chrome pigment. Now, even though this shade was perfect on the first round, I didn't actually have a clear idea for her. I knew I wanted some kind of black-red thing with, of course, gold in it. But the idea of it being a multi-chrome didn't show up until Tyler started brainstorming pigment ideas. And when it arrived, I had pretty much no expectations for it, so I was blown away by it. And then when I swatched it for the first time and then saw its crazy coverage, I was like, done. So this gets 5 Orville Peck covers out of 5. This is the second time I'm talking about Orville Peck. Oh wait, I'm literally wearing his shirt. Please listen to the fancy cover. It's so good. It's haunting, it's spooky, and it fills my soul. Kind of makes me want to grow up to be a named Fancy. Stay in school, kids. And here's the whole collection altogether. I was really going for a clear color story of warm fall neutrals that also form a pretty evenly spaced gradient when adding the topper to the lineup. To be quite honest, I was really trying to make a collection where every polish is one that I'd want to wear if it was something that I reviewed. And I really tried to make things that felt different from the things I've seen since I started making review videos, and less represented in the nail polish world as a whole. But also somehow we accidentally made this Titans colors. Did you realize that?
No, don't harass him. No.
Ghost Town, boots with the Spurs, Rhinestone Cowboy, but also Midnight Ride on the Beans. He hates me so much. So I'm just really happy that this exists in the world, and I really can't wait to see what y'all think of it. Oh, Titan, don't sigh at me, please. I'm trying to have a genuine moment with my children. And if you're interested in the full collection, Tyler made a small number of these collection bags with a Root and Tootin' logo on the front. Also, there's a gift with purchase that comes with this collection that I can't wait for y'all to see. Cause I skrelted when Tyler showed it to me. Who taught us the word skrelt?
Someone in the comments.
Oh yeah! As for the overall availability, the collection is not limited edition and will be around through at least the end of the year. These shades may become permanent additions to Tyler's trinkets based on pigment availability and overall interest, though as of now, if any of the shades sell out, he does plan to restock after the initial launch orders. I can see why Simply is having so much fun with launches. Tyler, myself, my husband, we've been teasing and dropping little hints out into the world for the last few months. But like beyond me wearing some of the shades in Instagram posts or Womos. Like, did anybody catch that I leaked the name of Ghost Town in the fake Wikipedia article in my superlatives video? I don't think so. But beyond that, the overall process has been just such an amazing experience since the beginning. Now, of course, there were changes and bumps along the way, as the initial collection had a gold linear hollow in it. I wanted a true gold to connect the brown and the white, but as we were going through the prototypes, it never felt as special as the rest of the shades. And fun fact, the gold hollow was actually going to be named Golden Them Their Hills, which, speaking of, I'm still really proud of that name. We started brainstorming the names after the second round of prototypes when the color story was what we thought fully developed at the time. I wanted to share one of my favorite names that got cut. Initially, we were going to name Boots with the Spurs Died of Dysentery, but after a little bit of reflection, we realized it was probably not the best choice to name a nail polish after an intestinal infection, no matter how funny it is.
I'll be honest, I never thought that it was like amazing.
I don't think I'm ready for this kind of constructive criticism. Plus, I'm honestly really in love with the referential millennial coded name that William came up with because it's a pretty good example of my entire channel. But I really want to give a special thank you to my two best friends for helping me come up with the polish names, looking at the prototypes, and just all the support that they've given me. Nancy crew, I love y'all. Also, special shout out to my Ebos. Here, I'll even do their Gen Z heart. And of course, I have to thank Tyler. I can't believe that you wanted to make a collab with me. That's just insane. I don't ever feel special enough, and so that's just so cool. And to get the chance to work with a queer nail polish maker, like, that's just, it feels so special. So I also want to give a thank you to all of my social media friends who have gotten this collection and decided to make some kind of content or video or manicure from it. I know from experience that it's a lot of work to do that. So thank you for spreading the word, because I really want more people to see this because this makes me happy. And a huge thank you to all of the people who are swatching this, who are infinitely better at filming their nails than me. Please go watch them. I'll tag them and put them all in the links below too. They're amazing. And the biggest thank you of all has to go to you, person in my camera right now, I know you're a real person because I met you in the PBE video when I recognized there's people in there. Thank you. Here I am, almost at 10,000 subscribers. What the hell? I have been doing this for almost a year. The fact that I have my own nail polish collection, it's just really cool. And like, oh no, I'm gonna be vulnerable again. So while recording this, today's my birthday. My birthday's never been that special because it's always landing right at the start of school, and so I can't really do anything. I can't have any kind of party or something because either it is a school night, so I can't do something, or it's the weekend and I'm stressing about that first few weeks of school. So today wasn't that good until I got home and I saw how many people made manicures for my birthday and their incredibly sweet messages. And that also makes me think of all the comments that we see of people who are incredibly sweet and just... I know people say that I bring them joy. I really mean it when I say it's you guys who bring me joy. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry, because then I'm gonna cry. When we read the comments and we see the love and the support, it's just... It makes us feel really worth it, and it's really nice to see that I'm putting something creative into the world and there's people who are enjoying what I'm doing, who it brings them joy, and then they pass that joy back to me, and it's just... I love you all. Stop crying. I don't even want to do the regular ending because now I'm crying. Buy the collection or don't. I still love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.